Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am CS the Viking Gamer, and today we're painting a vampire lord for the Soulblight Gravelords. We're going to start things off with a bit of wraithbone on all these little glass chunks that I glued to the base, kind of making it look like he's standing in a field of rubble. So this is going to be a single quick coat of the wraithbone just to kind of allow future paint to adhere to the glass. And as you can see, even with a light coating, you can kind of see through the paint and see into the glass below. Now this can give you some great variance in definition. If you wanted, you can go with kind of a very light coloration on the glass and leave it as that, kind of like making them look like crystal. Now we're going to go with Pallid Witch Flesh. Now this is going to go over his face. And now we're going to do Black Templar all over his, kind of the base layer of his armor. So there are some sections that I'm going to avoid. These are going to be painted in different colors later. And we're also going to do the bats flying around his hair. And now we're going to do a second coating of wraithbone over the glass chunks. This will really help with the layering later on. And now we're going to do his hair in Blood Angel's Red. Kind of giving him the whole, red-headed vampire, angry lord of the underworld vibe. And now there's some sections of the armor that kind of got painted over, so we're going to use wraithbone to remove the overspill and kind of touch up those sections. Now this is basically going to be the knee pads, the shoulder pads, and these little wings that come off of his elbows and knees. Now because the base of the model is darker, you really want to be cautious when doing touch-ups. It's easier to touch up something in a lighter model than it is a darker model. So now we're going to use Basilicanum Gray, and this is going to go over his shield and his weapon, as well as all of the stones on his base. Now I know it doesn't look it yet, but we're going to do some washes on these to kind of make them look more like stone. Alright, moving on, we're going to use some face layer flesh. This is going to go over his face, just kind of give it a quick highlight. And now using Shyish Purple, we're going to paint all of those fins and kind of wings coming off his armor. Alright, now we're going to use Incubi Darkness. Now this is going to go over a couple of very limited areas. There is this kind of armored skirt that goes around his thighs, and we're also going to do the chest plate. This will give the armor a kind of nice two-toned effect. Now we're going to highlight the shield and a few other areas with Balthazar Gold. I like this coloration of gold for a vampiric model, kind of that muted dull gold and not the shiny bright gold that we're used to seeing on so many models. And now we're going to use Iron Warriors. Now this is just going to highlight the edge of all the ridges on his weapon. Now the reason we're doing this is to kind of give a edge highlight and definition to the weapon without overpowering it or blending it in too much. Some quick touch-ups and detail areas with the Balthazar Gold. And now we're going to do a reasonably heavy coating of Agrax Earthshade wash over the entirety of the base. This will really help to kind of give the coloration a stone look and an earthy look. And I liked it so much that I decided to go over the hair with it as well, just to kind of give it a earthy look and not so much a just brilliant bright red. And now we're going to do a kind of medium to light medium wash of Null Oil Gloss over the rest of the armor. This will give it the look and effect that he's just kind of, wearing a shiny suit of armor. So now we're going to do a very light dab of Rakeland Flesh Shade over his face. And then follow it up with a dry brush of Gray Seer over the stones on the model's base. As you can see, they are really coming to life and looking more stone-like now than they did at the beginning. Just be cautious not to get the armor. And then we're going to do Pallid Witch Flesh in a light dry brushing on the face and the hair. Remove a little bit of pooled wash here. And then a little bit of touch-up with the Rakeland Flesh Shade, just to bring some definition back to the face. And here we are with the finished piece. Alright, so this was a ton of fun to paint. This is actually my first model for this army, so I look forward to painting the rest. Thank you everyone for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe for future content, comment in the comments section, and I will see you in the next one.